Hi everyone, this is the same data that we had in the last video. What's changed about it is that the data arrays, where we would get the detail, product information, the categorical product information, as well as the customer name information, instead of them being on tables, on the same sheet, I have them on separate sheets. All right, and this doesn't really make any difference. It's just a matter of having to reference these while you're putting together the formula. And as long as you can click your mouse onto a tab, you'll have this. So it's not going to be any big deal. So we'll start out with going over to D2. We'll type in equal VL, and there's our VLOOKUP, and then we'll go ahead and double click that. And then the first thing we're going to do is, in this situation, we have the description that we're trying to look up by way of the SKU number, right? So that's going to be the first thing. So the lookup value is going to be that, all right? And then a comma, all right? And then now it needs to know where the table is. Well, the table that would have this kind of information in is going to be on this tab. So we click onto that. And I also wanted to show you in this example that your data doesn't always have to be like in the very beginning. It doesn't have to be on column A. It can be anywhere, all right? As long as it's laid out in the correct manner, you're okay. And what I mean by that is that you've got, the first row, whatever it is, are the field names, and then you've got the rest of the data here. You don't even really need to have the field names, but, as long as you've got the data here, and you don't have the wrong data, I guess. I mean, there's not much that can go wrong with this. So in any event, what we'll do is we'll just select D, E, and F, just like that, and then a comma, all right? And then when it finds, let's say, the SKU number, we want that second column, right? So we're going to type in the number 2, comma, and we want this to, again, be an exact match. We don't want it to say, oh, I couldn't find that one number, so I came up with this closest number. We don't want that. So it's just going to be false. So we double-click that, and that's it. Enter it in, and there it is. And then we can go ahead and copy that down. And we'll do this again. Now, in the last example, I just kind of copied it over, but we'll just do this again just so that you get the feel for it. So we'll click on to E2, all right, and we'll do our equal VL, all right, and there's our VLOOKUP. And then in this case, again, we're still going to be looking for the category based on the SKU number, right? So we'll click onto that still, comma, and we go back to our product data here, and we will select this range again. All right, and then we'll go ahead and hit the comma. There is one thing to keep in mind, and I said this in the last video, is that SKU number that we're looking up on has to be the first field of the table. So that could be another thing that might be wrong when you're doing it. So, on your own data, so just make sure of that, okay? So we got those 3 columns selected. We'll do another, we did the comma now, so now when it finds that ID number, then we want the second column, whatever the corresponding information is. So we're going to go ahead and hit number 2, comma, and then of course exact match. Double click that, enter it, we've got it, and we go ahead and copy that all the way down. Now, the next thing we have, of course we could probably make the column wider too, so you can see that. There we go. All right, now, for column G, this is going to be where we want to actually bring in the company name, okay? I mean, we got the ID number, that's fine, but we want to have the company name as well, kind of fill in that missing piece of information. So we'll go ahead and hit that equal. We'll do our VL. There's our VLOOKUP. We'll double-click that. Now we're looking up, this time, for customer based off of the customer ID, not the SKU number. So we're going to go with customer ID there, comma, all right? And then we're going to go now over to the customer data that we have. That's on that sheet. And you'll notice now this one is a few rows down. That's okay too. Doesn't matter where it's at. Again, as long as this is the first column, right? And that's about it, really. So we can actually still just select E and F, just like that. Do another comma. All right. When it finds the ID number in the first column, we want the second column, right? So we're going to put number 2 in there, comma, and then we'll go with false. And that's it. And we go ahead and hit that enter key. And there it is. And then we'll go ahead and copy that all the way down. And there we go. So that's it. So that is now a much better set of data. We have some friendly fields in there that will make our reports much more friendly for people to know what they're looking at. Again, as I was saying in the last video, nobody knows, or most people are not going to know what these numbers are. All right, they might not know who the customer numbers are, but you have the names in there. That makes all the difference. So, okay, well, hopefully you like this video. Hopefully you can start using it in using this information in what you're doing, and have a good day. Thank you.